How does YouTubers? This is Wargaming. How hard could it be? This is part 2 of the series of getting started. In this video, you're going to see me interviewing Matt Walker. Matt's a great guy. He's one of the committee members at Hull's Angels, which is an independent gaming club. This is another way to get into the hobby, another way to find people to play with, and just something that some people might not have thought about doing. So, watch the interview, let us know what you think.
I'm Matt Walker. I'm one of the events organisers at Hull's Angels, which is the club you've come to tonight. I'm mainly responsible for planning events and making sure the community is engaged in it, which isn't just events here, it's events at the local stores as well. We have a 5-member committee that's responsible for running the club and making sure everything goes to plan, and the club functions and stays here for everyone to enjoy. So yeah, it's been my pleasure to speak to you tonight, and let's get started. Just over 7 years now. I think it was 2010, but it may have been a bit earlier because it was before my time here. It was originally started as a school club by one of the teachers, and John, who's a member of the committee. It was Mr. Pemble who started the club originally. He's unfortunately passed away now, so it's nice that the club's still here. It was a bit of a legacy for him. We've been in this building since it moved from the school. It's come to this building that we're in now, which is on Grimston Street. But we were originally a smaller room than this, which was split into 2. So we had all the counter and the entry to the club in one place. And the gaming was all in a separate hall, whereas now it's all in one hall, and we accommodate every game. So it's very multifunctioning and a big community spirit. I would say yeah, so as soon as you can. It depends, like as we spoke briefly earlier about what system you want to pick, but the luxury of the gaming community at the moment is that there's so many decent games from so many people that you sometimes don't know where to start, and if you want to be involved with your local scene and you pick a game that isn't in that scene, you either have to drive it through yourself or travel to get games, and that's going to instantly kill your hobby merger. And alternatively, if you engage with the club right at the start and find out what is being played in your area, you might A, find games that you haven't yet experienced and may enjoy more, and B, you're not going to be spending money or time and getting something that you won't enjoy or you waste. And a big part of that is you can try these new games or try the game you've got, and if it's a developed club like this where people have the systems, have the games, you might not even be spending money, but you can get started straight away. You can learn the rules straight away by borrowing someone's models, or just get involved. And like, you're obviously taking things quite slowly, but what you don't want to do is in 6 months get your game together and be like, oh, actually I didn't really enjoy that game that much. I want to play spaceships because I've been watching people play X-Wing for 6 months or something like that. But yeah, I'd say definitely at the start. Yes. We're really fortunate here that we have Billy, who's our henchman from Alpha, who can come in. We've got Dan, who's a Pathfinder for Mantic, who does Kings of War, Dead Zone, everything like that. We had 2 press gangers, although the press ganger scheme's just been cut, which is something you might cover at some point. For War Machine, we've got 2 pundits for Guild Ball, and these are all people whose basic role is to be the community standpoints for those games and get you involved and be willing to do a demo. Normally they're painted models and the terrain, and they're friendly enough. But even for the games that aren't, like I play a lot of X-Wing, we have some, I think in our group chat, some like 25 X-Wing players who can come here, who most of, if not all of, would be happy to give you a demo and take someone else new in and be like, yeah, come here, borrow the stuff, lend the ships. And that's the thing, is stopping you spending money, because a lot of what some people think of war games is it's going to be expensive to get into, and it doesn't have to be. Well, fortunately with the stores we've got, like the gaming stores we have here are quite multi-system, so you can go to what you want. Some are going to be focused towards certain systems. For example, GW is only going to push you on GW games, and they're not going to talk to you about other ones, which is fine if you want to play that. But obviously you can see the full diverse spectrum of games and see what you're going to enjoy, and you also aren't necessarily going to be confined to the time stores are open, which is often a problem for people who work, or if you've got restraints at weekends and stuff. Like, we open 2 nights a week, and then we open on the weekends for events, which just means people can come outside of work, because some stores do open late, some shut at 5, and they're just not going to be convenient for you. I mean, we've been to a Dystopian Wars event once, where the guy who owned the store, we were meant to be playing at 9 o'clock, and the guy who owned the store turned up at 10, and the people who were running the event were meant to be getting in at 8:30, and they'd been sat outside, so they couldn't set up anything, so we lost a third of the day due to that. Yeah, now I sell a lot, because I'm constantly changing systems and I play lots of different systems, and I love that, so I constantly sell things, but it's not just like a committee thing. Anyone can sell things. If people bring stuff in, we can put it on display, I'll put it to a side with a price on. There's no restrictions on our Facebook group, unless somebody was causing a problem, then we might deal with it, but in general there's nothing. I mean, we're not liable for anything. People trade at their own risk, but no, it's fully encouraged, and we do have some members of the community, and I'll get you to take a picture before you leave. There's Nick, who runs a company called Solid Ground Studios, who do terrain and bases, mainly like War Machine, Guild Ball bases, the round-lipped ones. And he sells bases, toughs, and all that, and scenery. And one of the things he did was he's donated scenery, fully painted, for Guild Ball and War Machine for the club. Just donated it to the club, and we keep a selection of his stuff here to sell, and then 10% of what we sell he gives back to the club as well, which is just really nice and shows we can work with him and he can work with us, and it's good for us. I think I've got a limited personal experience because I've been based in Hull. I think in terms of one thing I find that is probably different to a lot of clubs, I think I see, is that we're permanently set up. A lot of places either have to set up or pack down at the end of a session, so it eats into session time and things like that, whereas we run as a non-profit and keep the room constantly. So we basically open Tuesdays, Thursdays, Mondays, and then any weekend we want to run an event, and we're not restricted by other people's timetables, which is nice, and people can just come in and play whatever game they want. We don't have like a restriction or any limitations, and most games are represented here, whether they be tabletop, board game, or role playing. I think at the moment there's probably people playing D&D 3.5, D&D 5th edition, Star Wars, Battletech, Dark Heresy. That's just in the role playing. So then I think to go through the game system, so we've got X-Wing, Star Wars Armada, Kings of War. Not really much Age of Sigmar, which is strange, but the community here has kind of gone on to Kings of War. So War Machine, Guild Ball, Bolt Action, 40k, Horus Heresy. Infinity is a bit rare, but we've seen some games of that. I'm trying to think what else now, because there's just everything. Malifaux, have to get Malifaux, and then I think a lot of it leans towards what local shops stock. But if you have a good relationship with them, it works both ways. We play the games they stock, and they stock what we play. Yeah. But I think in terms of how large we are, I think we're probably about the same. I feel like Hull's probably a smaller city than some other places, but we're fortunate enough that we've only got one gaming club, and everyone kind of chips in together, whereas some places have split, or they only go to certain stores or things like that. But it's fairly good. Right, I've got a really good one for this, and this is something I fall privy to, every time I start a new system, and I play a lot of systems, is don't go rushing in headlong, buying stuff left, right and centre, because that's what I do. I get engrossed in the system. I'm like, yeah, I'll get that, and before I know it, I've spent all my hobby funds. I've not got what I needed. So like you've already said, you're going to take it quite slowly. If you do take it slow and talk to people who are doing the systems you want to do, get some advice, maybe borrow some models, or not necessarily buy everything you need straight away, but just if you can take measured steps, you can do yourself a lot better if you paint what you've got. That's the number one lesson. Paint what you've got before you buy other stuff. Because you get that excitement when you see those models and you want to build them, and then before you know it, you've got a big grey army and you're like, I can't paint all that. But if you do it a squad at a time, you're spot on. So yeah, walk before you can leap. here, probably X-Wing, 40k, Horus Heresy, which is basically 40k but a bit different, well, a lot different, but Guild Ball, Malifaux. We're actually quite lucky that we've Kings of War as well. We're quite lucky that we've got the people to demo it and the community to support you whatever you want to play. In general, across the country, X-Wing really popular. War Machine in select areas, but it's still quite popular. Age of Sigmar and 40k are always going to be popular in pretty much everywhere where there's a Games Workshop, and you're always if you pick one of those systems, you're always going to have somewhere to play it. But yeah, different scenes work towards different things. Like obviously, like I said earlier, we don't have any Age of Sigmar players in the club. We have people like I have some myself, and some other people have some, but we don't really play at the club. We've gone towards Kings of War, whereas other places you might find completely the opposite. So it's like what I said earlier. If you get to know your local club right from the start, you can really find out what you should be spending your money on or time on. Ooh. If you're, I think, if we've already discussed you like the 40k background, so starting at kill team level or some new stuff they have in the pipeline, like the Shadow Wars game, it's probably a really good place to start. If you already like the background, you're already going to be engrossed in the game even before you know the rules. Especially with like a new game like that, or it's based on Necromunda, it's going to be different. Other people are going to be learning too, and they're going to be starting from the beginning. So that's a really good way for you to be involved at the same level as other people. They might have a bit more experience with other games, but not necessarily with that game, so you might not feel out your depth. Alternatively, if you see a system you like Guild Ball, which I class as a skirmish game because there's a number of models, even though it's fantasy football. If you like that, try that. Or Malifaux. If you pick the basis is if you pick something that you think you'll enjoy or you like the look of, you're going to enjoy it a lot more, whether it be a little bit harder or a little bit easier, and you're going to be more attached to it, and you will learn it quicker. Yes, yeah. We have the main thing is every Christmas we have a beer and board games night. But we play board games throughout the year, but that's more like a nice community end to the year. But yeah, throughout the year we have a board games library, which I'll get you to take a picture of, where basically you can just borrow it, not to take home, but to play in the club, or we have an active Facebook group, so you just put something on there like, oh guys, I'm thinking about bringing in Black Plague, and you'll probably get people just saying, yep, I'll join. Like, I have Black Plague myself, I love it, and that's another thing, if you don't have it, because some of these games, like Black Plague, with all the expansions and stuff like that, it's quite expensive a purchase, and you might see it on YouTube and think, yeah, I want to play that, but I can't afford showing out 90 quid on the set just yet. I'll just ask, and then someone might bring it in, or might want to play it themselves and thinking, I was waiting for players, but I didn't think anyone would fancy it, so... Yeah, I think gaming, and especially board gaming, have probably come on a lot in the last few years. It seems like they're a lot more prevalent in media and public image. So I imagine a lot more people are probably open to it beforehand anyway, but especially now, really open about it. We had a girl last year start who'd never roleplayed before but wanted to roleplay, but she had no idea how to even approach it. She was like, I've seen some YouTube videos, but not sure how to, if you don't have friends that are that way inclined, you could be put off it or scared to do it. So she messaged the events page, and luckily there was a couple of us who were kind of on the verge of starting a new D&D group at the time. So we're like, just come in and have a session. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. Go, find something else. If you do like it, join our group. And she's still in our group because she came, enjoyed it. It was a bit out of her depth at first, but then was like, actually this is really fun. I've had a good time. Yeah, for me it was 40k, 3rd edition, when I was like 11, I think, or 10? I think it was 11. Someone got me some Blood Angels, I had a couple of Blood Angels models and a bike, and then I got the Codex when main codexes were 8 quid. The Blood Angels one was £4, and I just had that, and I memorised it, and I read it all. Then I got the Space Marine one, and then just from then on, I got like the box set for Christmas, and then got the Mordheim box set, and then the Warhammer box set. Never really played everything to its fullest, but just kept buying models and stuff. I kind of went off it a bit in my late teens, as I think a lot of people probably do, and then my friends came back from uni, and we kind of got back into playing 40k just in someone's house, and then moved forward from there. And I found the club because I didn't live in Hull, but I worked in Hull, and then I thought I need more wargaming, I need more fun. So I started coming to the club, and then found everyone here, and then eventually became a committee member because I want to see it carry on so other people can do the same thing, like yourself. Definitely playing. I love building, not so much the painting, and I've got far too much to paint, so I like building, but the playing the game, like, for me, my biggest game at the moment is X-Wing. I love playing that competitively, and when we travel to events, because we go around the country for regionals and national events, and they're just really good, and the scene's really good, and the people you meet are really good. We do charity events, and it's just fun. It's just really good. I think historically it's always been aimed at boys. I feel like there's more happening nowadays. There's more, I don't know, maybe the design of models is less. I'm talking the old like metal models where it's chainmail bikinis and things like that. There's still a little bit of it, but it seems to be going away from that. And I don't know if the communities just seem more open. I don't know if it's more in the like public opinion now, like nerd chic, and people are loving the Big Bang Theory, and there's people who never played board games wanting to play board games. I don't know if it's just becoming more open and less tolerant. It's more on social media, and if people are arseholes or it's not leaning a certain way, they get pulled up on it. Like gaming clubs and things have a code of conduct we need to stand by, and things that won't be tolerated. I feel like it's probably getting easier. In fact, in terms of our membership, it's definitely swinging back the other way. Only slightly, but obviously, keeps going that way. It's a good thing. It's a great thing for the community.
So that was Matt. Like I said at the beginning of the video, great guy, really helpful. He's also helped me quite a lot already, and he's also hooked me up with speaking to someone about trying to make money from your hobby. Such as making scenery and bits and bobs like that. So there will be a video about that coming up soon, hopefully. So this, like I said, this is part 2 of the 3-part series of getting started. How hard could it be? Let us know what you think so far. If you've got any comments, put them in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. You know what to do on that bit. And just give some feedback. I wanted to know what you want me to look at for if you're trying to start, or things that you think would be a good idea for people trying to start, and hopefully get some more people involved in the hobby. Have a good one.